Well, hi. Today is Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and this is Morning Coffee. I'm Todd Studer. Happy to have you along. It was a big night for me last night because I bought my Thanksgiving turkey. Well, the stores are starting to put these things on sale. Every grocery store marks their turkeys way down in order to get you to go in and do the rest of your shopping there. And the store that I was in had done the same thing. So, and actually, I bought kind of a big bird this year. It's going to be over 20 pounds. I think it's actually over 21 pounds. And now I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between cooking one that size and cooking one the typical 12 to 13 pounds that I usually get. It's going to take longer, but other than that, we'll see how it goes. Thanksgiving, I think, is really my favorite holiday. There's something about that smell of turkey already in the oven, and you're watching the parade on TV, and I'm a fan. And then NFL games in the afternoon. What is not to like about that? Also, don't forget, coming up on the 22nd, which is before Thanksgiving, it is actually a week from tomorrow, is Winterfest. It'll be going on at Bayless Park. The lighting ceremony sharp at 6 o'clock that evening. I will be at the Masonic Lodge and doing a live webcast from there as folks are coming over as a warming station. So they'll get some hot chocolate, apple cider, some cookies, and hear some carolers. And I'm looking forward to that, to plugging in and being a part of that and seeing all the folks roaming around. And I'm really excited to see them turn the lights on this year. I missed it last year. I was on at a ball game that I was, but this year I'm really looking forward to it. But getting back to the Thanksgiving thing, I was thinking about different recipes that families have. And I've gone to Thanksgiving dinner, over the years at a lot of different places, and everyone has their own take on it, and they have their own things that are really kind of important to them. And I was going to share one of them with mine. When I was a kid, and my great-grandmother was still with us, and she used to bring two things to every holiday dinner. One was her cream puffs, which I've never attempted. And as soon as she brought them in, everyone would just kind of circle right around and then they'd be gone. And the other is a Jell-O recipe that I make almost every Thanksgiving. And yeah, I know Jell-O, what's the big deal? But to me, this is my tradition and the one that I really like. And so I thought I'd give you the recipe just in case you want it. And it's pretty simple. You get a couple of boxes of cherry Jell-O and applesauce and 7-Up. That's it. And instead of hot water, heat up applesauce. And instead of cold water, use 7-Up. Those two things. But you do have to make sure that the applesauce has cooled off before you put the 7-Up in it. Otherwise, since it's carbonated, it just foams up and you end up with a big foamy surface on it. And I'm not a fan of that. So, and then you can put Cool Whip on top of it if you like. But I love that stuff. And it's a kind of a tradition for me. If you want to leave a comment and some about your family traditions or maybe your own personal traditions of things that you like to have on Thanksgiving, maybe we can share some recipes. I had contacted my old buddy Jeff about seeing if we could bring back our Thanksgiving leftover tradition that it was a tradition of 1 year. We just did it once. But I thought it was a great idea, and he did too. And what we did that night, it's been several years ago now. It's actually 4 years ago, I think. Jeff, was that right? It's been 4 years ago. I gathered up some of my leftovers from Thanksgiving. He put together leftovers from his Thanksgiving, and we exchanged them. And his was actually better than mine, I think. He had like bacon wrapped pheasant, and oh man, it was good. But I'm more of a traditionalist, the turkey, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, the sweet potatoes. No, sweet potatoes are evil and should just be left in the ground. But the Thanksgiving leftover swap or exchange, I think that's a great idea. And I think if you know of somebody, a neighbor or someone, give it a try, because now you're getting somebody else's food and they're going to get tired of their leftovers anyway. So exchange some. And I'm trying to start a whole new nationwide tradition, the Thanksgiving leftover exchange. What do you think? Can we pull that off? Coming up tonight, by the way, it's Thursday, and that means it's $5 burger night at the Mile Away on Old Lincoln Highway, north of Council Bluffs. $5 for a half-pound burger and fries or tots. Have to eat it in, but why would you want to do anything else? It's a fantastic deal, and that's going on at the Mile Away tonight. Go up Old Lincoln Highway, and you'll see it up there. They'll have the sign up there. It says the Mile Away, and chances are you'll see quite a few of your friends there, too. So Thursday nights are a great night to go to the Mile Away. Also, please visit my website, lushillsmedia.com, and take a look. And I think that you'll be pretty impressed with how this is. I didn't do it. I had a website that I tried to do, and I got Sue from Just Sue Creations to fix it. And she did a phenomenal job. And I'm starting to see numbers heading towards that website because I get weekly reports, being the owner of the website. So it tells me how many visitors I get. And I'm starting to see those numbers tick up. So if you've been there, thank you. If not, go take a look, lushillsmedia.com. And then jump over to justsuecreations.com. And Sue did that one for herself, too. And she is very, very good at building these websites and helping with SEO, different kinds of marketing and that type of thing. So go to justsuecreations.com and check her out and all of the wonderful things that she can do. Well, as I was saying, the Winterfest is coming up on November 22nd. So get that into your calendar. I want to see a lot of people down there. We've been getting some cold and some rain, and I heard my old radio friend Crash Davis was talking about it yesterday morning on his show about how the cold weather's coming, and we're going to start seeing lows down in the 20s. Yeah, it happens every year, and not going to get around it. And I'm not a fan of winter anymore. I'm sorry. That's back when I used to like to go out in a sled, and the snow was fun, but now not so much. So it's and actually I'm trying to think, the last time that I went sledding, I broke my wrist. That kind of ended my sledding career. I was working for that radio station I've talked about before up in Humboldt, Iowa. And I was sliding down a hill because I'm not very bright. And because I am the size that I am now, I'm not a little kid anymore. And when you are bigger, that means that all of your weight is at the back of the sled when you're sliding down the hill. So it doesn't take very much for physics to take over, and it's going to want the weight to be in the front. That's how it works. If you're sliding downhill, the weight in the front is how that wants to go in that sled. And that's what happened. And suddenly, instead of looking where I was going, I was looking where I'd been. And I had no control. And then I hit a bump and turned over and broke my wrist. Yeah, that was told me I'm just not as young as I used to be. I don't bend anymore. Things break. And that was long ago. Speaking of that, starting to feel old, somebody put a meme up on Facebook that I saw yesterday. And it said, if the Eagles wrote that song today, they would not have had that spirit there since 2016. Yeah. Oh, man. This gray hair is not the only thing making me feel old anymore. But anyway, more thank yous to some of our sponsors, including the Best Wrestler. I saw that I see George Ivanov posting accolades and congratulations to a lot of his athletes that he has there. So you should follow him. You can find the Best Wrestler on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere, and get updates on what's going on. Tons of young people in this area are part of that. And if you have a young person that is thinking about getting into wrestling, or maybe they already are into wrestling and you'd really like to up their skill level, you can get him into the Best Wrestler and let George Ivanov and his team work with them. It's when I had an opportunity to talk with him on my podcast, Campfire Conversations, I was able to learn a lot about the style that they do there. And it's kind of a combination between what he learned in Bulgaria and the way that they do things in the United States. And it can really give your young person an edge. So again, thebestwrestler.com is the website to go check that out. So just a few of the sponsors that help us out here each and every day on Campfire, not the, I about said Campfire Conversations. When you have more than one podcast, you can kind of get things crossed in your mind. This is morning coffee. That's what this is. I'm not sitting next to a fire right now. Although, and you can see by the thermometer in the back, it's 71. It's actually a little warm in here. So I got that shut off and we're going to hope to cool it down some. But yeah, it's been cold and rainy yesterday here in Council Bluffs. So just kind of a dreary day. But that's what it is in fall. And pretty soon any of the leftover color that's still on the trees will be gone. Next thing we'll be looking for snow. And then the countdown starts until spring. And I'm already got it in my head because I'm very much ready for spring. Well, that's going to wrap things up for today. A little bit shorter of a program today, but I know that we're going to have some interviews coming up, and we'll be getting more and more people on. If you know of someone or you yourself, when I bring nonprofits on, that is, it's just a service that we do in order to help you get your content and information out. So if you have a nonprofit and you'd like to talk to me about getting on this program and doing an interview and sharing your story with the listeners that we have here in Morning Coffee, send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com. I would love to talk to you. And that is all, as I said, that's just something that we do for the nonprofits in the area, or sometimes it's just community service organizations, and anybody in that world. I would love to be able to hear from you. Also, always looking for more sponsors. It's not just what we do here on the program. There's a lot more to it than that. So if you have a small business and would like to learn more about that, same email address works, toddstuder@gmail.com. All right, that's going to wrap up this Thursday morning edition of Morning Coffee. I hope you have a great day. I'm Todd Studer. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.